Our 5 days in Istanbul got us acclimatised to the 40 degrees heat, the food and the time zone. So now we were ready for the next part of our adventure, Turkey's Eastern Mediterranean. After an early morning start, we headed off to the airport for our 1.5 hour, $50 Pegasus Air flight to Adana. We got great views of the mountain ranges that separated the Eastern Mediterranean with central Anatolia, where the famous area of Cappadocia is. Now that we were off the tourist track, we realised just how different things were. For example, when we picked up the rental car, the agent just handed us the keys. He didn't ask me to sign anything or see my licence or passport. I guess it's just assumed that if you pay for a rental car, then you're going to be able to drive and look after it. With the aid of our GPS, we were now on our way exploring Adana. Although we soon learned that GPS maps were not necessarily accurate and that hotels and points of interest in Turkey are not necessarily located as stated. Here are some locals helping out a lost tourist who'd input wrong coordinates for his hotel into the GPS. By now it was lunchtime, so we randomly stopped at a bakery. No one spoke English, so no one could tell us what we were eating. This was in line with our motto for this trip, which was, nothing can go wrong because nothing has been planned. Thanks to the locals, we did eventually stumble across our hotel, which was only 10 kilometres from where we thought it was. This lift is really cosy. There's the door.
What do you mean you could fit 4 people in here at least?
Yeah, all on top of each other. Our hotel was right in the city, surrounded by kebab places, supermarkets and shops. Adana is a relatively low-rise sprawling city centred around the Seyhan River and the D400 highway. It's got a 16th century mosque reminiscent of the mosques of Cairo, and one of the nearby attractions is the 16-arch Roman stone bridge built by Emperor Hadrian around 120 AD and repaired by Emperor Justinian around about 530 AD. Pretty amazing to walk around this stuff 1,500 years old. Too bad about the river pollution though. As we had been up since 4 AM, we had a short break at the hotel and then on the spur of the moment decided to head out to Tarsus.
Driving to Tarsus. Now a little car. Whoopsie, can't see the boss very well like that. That's better. Keep your eyes on the road, man.
Yeah.
Anything could happen.
Anything can happen the next half hour. It's all good fun anyway. Tarsus is a small town just 43 kilometres from Adana, with a population of 320,000. Its origin dates back 11,500 years.
Tarsus now. Bit of a hick town. I think we're looking for some well that Paul went to.
After 200 metres, go left on the roundabout, 3rd exit, then stay in the left lane.
Tarsus was made famous by the Apostle Paul. You can still see the 2000th anniversary celebration signs of his citizenship. Restored in 1994, Cleopatra's Gate has little to do with the former lady, although she is thought to have met Mark Antony in Tarsus. This gate is the last of several parts of Tarsus's ancient city walls. A few hundred metres away is St Paul's Well, although it's acknowledged it's probably got nothing to do with St Paul, except it's in the grounds of his house, which can be viewed underneath plates of glass. In 1993, the well-preserved remains of a 2,000-year-old Roman road were found by chance. It's thought that famous people such as the Apostle Paul, Cicero, Julius Caesar, Cleopatra, Mark Antony, Augustus and Hadrian, to name a few, would have travelled this road. It's located right in the heart of modern Tarsus and is unique because it's made out of basalt rock. Mosaics on the road indicate that it was in use for 400 to 500 years. Amazing. Near St Paul's Well are a few streets of historic houses, which are interesting to walk through because they provide a glimpse of what the town looked like for much of its history during the last 1,000 years. Feel good? something I've never experienced before is a WC valet or a luxury toilet. Unfortunately, the valet staff weren't there, so I just had an economy class pee instead. Once back in Adana, it was time to be kebabbed out again. Kebabs are prepared very differently in different parts of Turkey, and the Adana kebab is one of the most famous. They're almost as good as pack and save 2-minute noodles. The people here were just wonderful, helpful and friendly. There's no English spoken here, so all shopping was done by pointing the finger, something I'm really good at. Some of the local fruit here is really interesting. The cactus fruit is wet and juicy and tastes like a cross between a pear and a guava. So how's your day today? I know mine wasn't very good. Well, it started off bad, but it's just suddenly got better. Yes.
Some custard.
Yes, that's right.
As a result of GPS.
GPS failure.
Getting too hot like the rest of us.
That's right. It's
very hot down
40,
here in Adana.
40 degrees, and it must be 50 degrees in the car at least, or 60 degrees. And then the GPS failed. But anyway, I've got it going again thanks to my laptop and all the electronic technology that I possess in my head.
And we found our way home.
And we found just missed the hotel by 100 metres.
Yeah.
But that was all right. We finally found it.
We found a man who spoke English.
That's right. No one speaks English here.
Yeah. Big day.
Big day. This cup of coffee looks really ominous.
I think I'll be pretty wide by the time I've had this. See what it tastes like.
What's the verdict?
It's not as bad as it looks. It's drinkable.
Right.
I don't think there's any milk in it.
Is that right?
No, I think it's all just coffee.
Okay. Well, let's try my one then. After checking out of the hotel, we decided to head to Yelankali, also known as Snake Castle.
This is us going up to Snake Castle. With a snake sort of road too, I think.
Very snaky. Try driving it.
Hope we don't meet anyone.
Nobody here anyway,
No.
except us.
Looks like we're the only ones interested today. Mind you, it is Sunday.
And this is not a tourist destination. Wow, look at that. We'll go back down again.
Whoa, look at this. Nice view. Bit jiggery though. I don't know how well it's coming out on the camera.
Phooey, what a great view. There's no wonder no tour buses come up this way, they wouldn't get up here.
Turn around when possible.
Yeah.
The GPS is not happy with the route we're taking.
No, it doesn't like the way I drive. Uh-oh, what's this? Oh, this is the village. Oh, you got to walk up to the castle.
Yeah, it was a 10-minute walk. Still, there is a bit of a breeze, and it's probably only about 38 degrees outside.
Right. Wow, this is steep.
Yeah, 10 minutes of steep.
10 minutes of snaking walkway up to Snake Castle. Whose idea was this anyway?
I reckon.
We need to blame somebody here.
Some finger pointing.
Yeah, I will blame the GPS. What a view. We're only halfway up to the top as well. With a pair of Chinese mountain boots and a bottle of water, we started the ascent. There's no path up to the castle, so you literally have to climb it. Oh man, what a struggle. Won't be doing this in 10 years' time. Okay, not far to go now. Only another 100 metres up. Well, what can you say? I'm not at the top yet, but if I don't make it, it's been worth it to get this far. Incredible. Good grief. 300 metres straight down. Ulankali literally means Castle of the Snakes. Its medieval name is unknown. The Castle of the Snakes name is due to a Turkish legend in which it belongs to the King of the Snakes. It was built in the 11th or 12th century and was used by the Crusaders of the Armenian Kingdom of Cilicia. Like many Armenian castles, Yilan makes good use of the local topography for its defence. Its walls closely follow the top of the rock on which the castle is located. It's dry and hot, 40 degrees, and yet plants just continue to grow here, even out of the rocks. The horseshoe-shaped towers projecting from the curtain wall are characteristic of Armenian castle architecture. The castle also contains a chapel and cisterns. I wasn't prepared to go to the highest point of the castle, which involved climbing these tiny steps with a step missing. At the castle top we met two locals who had invited us for a cup of Turkish tea at the mountaintop tea shop. How's the climb?
Pretty intense. We met these two local guys up there.
Yeah.
They've asked us back here for coffee.
Yeah.
Saw some 3 other local guys up there.
Yeah.
That's all.
Right.
Too hard.
Okay. Having successfully conquered Ulankali, we set our sights on Toprakali, 30 kilometres away. After mountaineering in 40 degrees heat, it's nice to have a cool drink. Ah, this water must be at least 50 degrees!
That's what happens when you leave your water in the car.
Unbelievable! The countryside is pretty interesting, and aqueducts are still in use. We've just put on our Chinese mountain boots again, climbing the second castle of the day. What do you think?
There's not going to be a third castle today, that's for sure. Oh no, wait on, there is a Hittite one this afternoon.
Oh, those jolly Hittites. At least it doesn't feel like it's 50 degrees here, it only feels like it's 40. Hey, there's a hole in the roof. This castle was built on 75 metre high piled up soil so as to control the route between Jukarova and Syria in the 1st century. It was then rebuilt with black stones in the period of Harran Reset in the 8th century. It was named Toprakali by the Ottomans. We next headed to Asamanu, passing heaps of old ruins. Despite a population of 200,000, its only hotel, the Sahin, was closed. After driving around the town, we found a local who could speak no English, but she wrote down Kurduli on a piece of paper, so we decided to head up there in search of accommodation, a distance of 50 kilometres. Should we take the movie or stills?
Movie. So I'd show what these little towns look like. Busy looking for a hotel. Trying to find a town called Kurduli, which apparently has some hotels. Because the last town we went to.
Look down on top of that mosque there.
What?
Looks like a bird's nest.
Oh yeah, I saw one of those at Ephesus too.
Oh.
Yeah, and a big stork lives on the top.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. place called Osmani.
Osmani, yeah.
There was supposed to be a hotel there, but when we got there, the hotel was actually closed down. And it's no wonder, because there was just nothing there. Little town. Alright for a shop.
And is that another castle? No. Yeah, it is, look.
Where?
Up there.
Yep, I see it. Yep.
Cadilli is a small town like Huntly. To cut a long story short, we got a guy at an internet cafe to find us a taxi and guide us to some accommodation. That was Lillian's idea. The hotel he led us to must have been an amazing place to stay in the past, but it was all run down and would be equivalent to a 0-star motel by our standards. Still, at $30 a night, we had no reason to complain.
There's some wires here hanging out the wall inside the shower.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What, inside the shower?
Yeah.
Ah, there's some more wires hanging outside the shower as well.
Oh, really?
Unbelievable.
They have got some insulation tape over the ends.
Oh, okay, so it's safe then.
Yeah, I think so.
Right,
And the shower does point away from them.
right.
There's a light in here too, but it's covered up.
And how about the rest of the bathroom?
It's okay. I mean, you can't complain for the price, and there's no other hotel in town.
No,
Not a lot to complain about.
not a lot to complain about. We're lucky we got a place to stay tonight. Wow, they put these fountain on especially for us. Dinner time, and we could see more challenges coming up. Well, we have no idea what's going on here, but we are in a food place, so let's see what happens.
This guy is making our dinner.
Take a video now.
Yeah. Kind of looks like a pizza when it's cooked. And it's done in a wood-fired oven. Just getting the thing out now.
What's the cross?
They're making our dinner. In a wood-fired oven. Yeah. Kind of like mincemeat on top of a pizza dough. He's made it right from scratch. We're making more than two though. Well, we ordered 2 of these, which look very nice, but we've now got 8.
Communication breakdown.
I think so. I think it was because I thought he meant they were $4 each, so I said 8 for 2, and he went, oh yes, and he cooked 8.
Great. Never mind. Looks like we've got
We also
takeaway.
had tomato salad.
Yeah, tomato
which is
salad.
a bit of a worry, but we aren't too far from the hotel if we need to rush back for the toilet.
This is true. Over and out. Okay, so what's the verdict on the Turkish wine here?
Kind of tastes like a cross between wine and a spirit. Unusual.
It is unusual.
Undrinkable or unpleasant.
No, it's nothing that I can relate to. None of the apricots and peaches and the aftertaste and all that kind of stuff. It's
No.
can't quite put my finger on it.
No.
No. Never mind. Another experience.
And the meal we had,
Oh, the meal. Yes, the meal. How was that?
that was alright. We brought half of it home because it's just too much to eat. But so far, so good.
Yeah.
problems in the
It's
stomach
not-
department.
That's right. It's not like we're running to the toilet about every 2 seconds.
Not yet, anyway.
Not at this point in time, anyway.
And it would be half an hour.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it is almost bedtime, so let's just make sure that, you know, there's no accidents
Yeah.
overnight. Thank you very much.
You probably wouldn't
Otherwise,
notice
yeah.
with those orange sheets.
No, that's right.
You might not get any sleep at all with those.
Yeah, I reckon they should have put brown sheets in here. So, how's your stay at Cadrilli?
Very country-ish. Don't think I could do 52 days of this. Quite a hard bed, so my back's a little bit sore this morning. And breakfast is very frugal, to say the least. It's quite tasty, I suppose, the flat bread and the cheese. But the tea make a very good paint stripper.
Yeah, I've had some of this tea as well. It seems like you're just drinking straight tea leaves.
Yeah, and there's no choice.
No choice.
No milk to soften the blow. My throat's a bit sore this morning. I've been having bad throats from the air conditioning.
Hey, can you make it snappy, or there'll be some more washing to do. After breakfast, we checked out of the hotel, drove out of Cadrilli past a typical hard-looking Turkish woman and a bread shop. We decided to head up to Kozan, a small town with a population of 74,000, about 30 kilometres away. It's very much a rural area where agriculture is the focus, and time has stood still for a long time. This is the easiest castle walk I've done in a rental car. This is just great, thanks to the GPS.
I thought we might have to take a donkey. This is even better than a donkey.
The car park to Kozan Castle is about halfway up the mountainside, and there's an observation deck there. Even at this altitude, you have spectacular views of the surrounding areas. There were some weird looking snails just over the fence. Getting up to the castle entrance is fairly easy. The path is steep with a moderate level of difficulty. The last 6 months of training was starting to pay off. A final check of the Chinese mountain boots was prudent for the final assault into the castle. I'm almost at the top and running low on Coke. Well, I've made it to the very top. King of the castle, you could say. I'm soaking wet, not only with perspiration but with absolute fear. Either side of me is 400 metres straight down. One slip and you're gone. I should have put my GPS to navigate this castle. I'm lost. Never mind. Oh hey, I recognise that. The views from the top of the castle are just amazing, one of the best in the area. The history of this area goes back 8,000 years. From 6,000 years ago, there were the Hittite settlements in these plains based on farming and animal grazing. The area changed hands many times in the course of history, being part of the Egyptian, Assyrian, Persian, Greek, Roman, Byzantine and Ottoman empires, to name a few. Today this area is surrounded by vineyards, groves of cypress, sycamore fig, orange and lemon trees. Kozan Castle is a bit more modern. It was under the dominion of the Abbasids in the 9th century, the Seljuks in the 11th century, and under Crusaders in 1187 it became part of the Armenian princedom. This castle is one of a long chain of Crusader castles stretching from here to Syria and Jordan. Take a look at our Jordan and Syria DVDs for more Crusader castles. The castle is long and thin shaped, easy to defend, but also very easy to fall down the slopes. After the first castle, climbing that at Snake, I said I'm never going to do it again. And now I've just climbed Kozan Castle, the third castle, never again.
I'm sure there'll be some more castles. You just need the right encouragement.